Before CGI muscles and digital enhancement transformed superhero bodies into computer-generated fantasies, Hollywood's most imposing figures earned their intimidating physiques through iron, sweat, and relentless discipline. The golden age of cinema didn't rely on special effects to create powerful on-screen presence. It demanded real muscle mass, genuine athletic ability, and a kind of physical intimidation that couldn't be faked under studio lights. During the 1930s through the 1960s, a unique breed of performer emerged who combined theatrical talent with genuinely extraordinary physiques. These weren't actors who trained for 3 months before filming. They were former Olympic champions, professional bodybuilders, combat athletes, and strongmen who brought legitimate physical credentials to every role. Their bodies told stories of dedication that modern audiences can barely comprehend. Hours spent in primitive gyms without advanced equipment, nutrition science, or performance supplementation. What they built through pure determination and genetic gifts that place them in a category beyond typical leading men. The muscular old Hollywood actors who dominated this era created a template for masculine imagery that still influences casting decisions today. These classic bodybuilders and vintage strongmen didn't just look powerful. They projected menace, strength, and physical dominance that made them unforgettable on screen. From biblical epics requiring genuine titans to jungle adventures demanding Olympic-level athleticism, Hollywood's golden age muscle stars proved that real physicality created on-screen magic no amount of padding or camera tricks could replicate. These intimidating actors built careers on physiques that shocked audiences accustomed to slender, sophisticated leading men. Their massive shoulders, thick arms, and carved torsos represented something primal and thrilling, a connection to ancient ideals of warrior strength and gladiatorial power. The early bodybuilding history they wrote transformed Hollywood's understanding of what masculine presence could mean, establishing standards that made them legends decades after their final films. These old Hollywood physiques weren't achieved for vanity. They were tools of their craft, weapons of intimidation, and testaments to what the human body could achieve through dedication alone. Steve Reeves, the man who made muscles marketable. Steve Reeves possessed the single most aesthetically perfect body in bodybuilding history, winning Mr. America in 1947 and Mr. Universe in 1950 with proportions that modern judges still reference as the ideal. Standing 6 feet 1 inch and weighing 215 pounds, Reeves combined massive muscle mass with classical symmetry that looked like Greek statuary come to life. His chest measured 52 inches. His arms reached 18.5 inches, yet nothing appeared exaggerated. Every muscle flowed into the next with artistic precision. When Italian producers cast Reeves as Hercules in 1958, they created a cultural phenomenon that spawned an entire genre. The film became one of Europe's highest-grossing movies, and Reeves' physique became the blueprint for every sword and sandal epic that followed. Unlike earlier strongmen who appeared crude, Reeves brought elegance to raw power. His muscle definition was so extreme that cinematographers needed no special lighting to capture every carved line across his torso. Reeves approached bodybuilding with intellectual precision, refusing steroids and creating training protocols that emphasized proportion over size. This philosophy made his physique timeless. Viewers today watch his Hercules films and see a body superior to many modern action stars despite being built 7 decades ago. His influence on golden age muscle stars cannot be overstated. He proved extreme muscularity could be beautiful rather than frightening. Beyond Hercules, Reeves dominated the peplum genre through films like Goliath and the Barbarians, each showcasing different aspects of his incredible build. His retirement at fame's height preserved his image, ensuring audiences remembered him as the perfect physical specimen he was. Reg Park, the Titan before Arnold. Reg Park stood as the most massively built bodybuilder of the 1950s and early 1960s, winning Mr. Universe 3 times with physique emphasizing raw size and power over aesthetic refinement. At 6 feet 1 inch and 230 pounds of dense muscle, Park looked like he could actually perform the feats of strength his roles demanded. His arms measured over 19 inches, his chest expanded past 54 inches, and his legs carried development most bodybuilders completely ignored. Arnold Schwarzenegger famously declared Park his childhood idol after seeing him in Hercules in the Haunted World. Park's influence on Arnold was profound. The young Austrian wanted the overwhelming mass and power Park's physique represented. Park's training philosophy emphasized heavy compound movements and progressive overload, building functional strength alongside visual impressiveness. Unlike bodybuilders training purely for appearance, Park regularly demonstrated legitimate strength feats, proving his muscles weren't just for show. Park's on-screen presence radiated intimidation gentler muscular actors couldn't match. His facial features combined with massive build created an image of barely controlled power. You believe Park could actually fight monsters and conquer armies. Directors cast him in roles requiring more brutality and raw force than heroic nobility. Beyond film, Park's impact on early bodybuilding history proved revolutionary. He promoted training protocols building genuine athletic power rather than mere size, influencing generations of strongmen. Park continued training well into later years, maintaining impressive physique decades after retirement. His legacy as one of the truly muscular old Hollywood actors remained secure. He proved maximum mass to combine with movie star presence. Gordon Scott, Tarzan with a bodybuilder's frame. Gordon Scott brought legitimate bodybuilding development to Tarzan, transforming the character from athletic swimmer into muscular warrior during a six-film run from 1955 to 1960. Standing 6 feet 3 inches with competition-ready physique, featuring deep separation between muscle groups, Scott looked carved from mahogany rather than merely fit. His chest development rivaled competitive bodybuilders. His arms showed genuine size and definition, and his back displayed dramatic V-taper, making him visually dominating in shirtless jungle setting. Discovered working as a Las Vegas lifeguard, Scott had trained seriously for years before Hollywood found him. His physique wasn't built for movies, but through dedication that iron producers happened to notice. This authenticity showed on screen. Where previous Tarzans carried swimmers' builds, Scott's muscular development suggested genuine strength and fighting capability. His shoulders could realistically support vine swinging. His legs looked powerful enough for terrain sprinting, and his overall mass made physical confrontations believable. Scott's Tarzan emphasized the character's warrior nature, and his physique supported this interpretation perfectly. The definition across his torso remained visible in every outdoor scene, requiring no special lighting or camera tricks to showcase his hard work. His arms demonstrated the separation and peak bodybuilders actively pursue. This wasn't accidental fitness. This was deliberate muscle construction. After Tarzan, Scott continued in sword and sandal epics throughout Italy, competing directly with Reeves and Park in roles demanding impressive physiques. Modern viewers discovering Scott's films express shock at his muscle development. He appears more defined than many contemporary action stars despite filming without performance-enhancing substances. Mickey Hargitay, Mr. Universe with movie star charisma. Mickey Hargitay brought legitimate bodybuilding credentials to Hollywood, having won the 1955 Mr. Universe title with one of the 1950s most aesthetically impressive physiques. His build emphasized massive shoulders, peak biceps measuring over 18 inches, and extraordinary chest development creating dramatic taper to his narrow waist. Unlike many strongmen appearing awkward on camera, Hargitay possessed natural charisma and theatrical presence, making him more than muscles. He could actually act, perform comedy, and command scenes beyond flexing. Born in Hungary, Hargitay's early life included genuine strength athletics and speed skating before immigrating to America and discovering bodybuilding. This athletic foundation gave his physique functional quality beyond pure aesthetics. His muscles looked capable of genuine performance. When he married Jane Mansfield at both careers' height, they became Hollywood's ultimate power couple, creating publicity showcasing Hargitay's build to wider audiences than bodybuilding competitions ever reached. Hargitay's sword and sandal roles utilized his impressive physique perfectly. His shoulders dominated every frame, genuinely massive deltoid development, creating imposing silhouette even beside other muscular actors. His arms showed not just size, but extraordinary definition and separation, particularly visible biceps peaks creating visual impact under studio lighting. Beyond competition physique, Hargitay maintained impressive conditioning throughout his film career, never allowing his build to soften during productions. This professional discipline separated serious bodybuilders from mere strongmen. His influence on Golden Age muscle stars included popularizing the idea that bodybuilders could transition into entertainment beyond circus strongman stereotypes, proving extreme muscularity combined with personality and talent created lasting Hollywood careers. Clint Walker, the 6 feet 6 inches mountain of muscle. Clint Walker dominated television screens in Cheyenne from 1955 to 1963, with physique redefining what cowboy heroes could look like, standing 6 feet 6 inches and weighing 235 pounds of naturally developed muscle mass. Walker's build wasn't created through bodybuilding competitions or professional athletics. It was a product of manual labor, genetics, and consistent training, producing one of entertainment history's most imposing physical specimens. His chest measured an extraordinary 48 inches. His arms reached over 18 inches. And his shoulders spread so wide that wardrobe departments struggled finding shirts fitting his frame. What made Walker particularly intimidating was his muscularity's natural, functional quality. He didn't carry the peak, separated look of competitive bodybuilders. His muscles appeared dense, powerful, and built for actual work rather than posing. This authenticity resonated with audiences during television's early years when Westerns dominated programming. Walker's size made every physical confrontation believable. When he threw punches, you believed they connected with force. When he lifted objects or people, his muscles visibly flexed with real power. Walker's facial features combined with massive build to create interesting duality, handsome enough to be a leading man, but imposing enough to project genuine menace when required. Directors exploited this by casting him where physical presence alone resolved conflicts before violence erupted. His mere appearance communicated strength, making antagonists reconsider their choices. Beyond Cheyenne, Walker's film career included roles showcasing his physique in various contexts. His survival of a near-fatal 1971 skiing accident, where his heart stopped before revival, enhanced his legendary toughness. Walker maintained impressive conditioning well into later years, proving his build was naturally developed rather than artificially created. Woody Strode, the warrior physique. Woody Strode brought legitimate athletic credentials few actors could match, a collegiate decathlon champion and professional football player whose physique reflected genuine sport performance rather than gym vanity. Standing 6 feet 4 inches with a sculpted, naturally lean build showcasing extraordinary muscle definition, Strode's body told stories of functional power developed through years of competitive athletics. His shoulders displayed development from actual throwing and combat sports. His legs carried genuine muscular size from sprinting and jumping. His core showed separation requiring extremely low body fat percentages. Strode's breakthrough role in Spartacus as the gladiator fighting Kirk Douglas showcases physique in ways shocking 1960 audiences. His muscles appeared carved from dark stone, every fiber visible under arena lighting, creating an image of physical perfection, making the fight scene legendary. Director Stanley Kubrick recognized Strode's genuine athletic background brought authenticity to gladiatorial combat. This wasn't an actor pretending to be a warrior. This was an actual fighter whose body demonstrated years of physical discipline. Throughout his career, Strode faced industry racism limiting roles despite his extraordinary physique and athletic background. When directors did utilize Strode properly, as in John Ford's Sergeant Rutledge or his gladiator roles, audiences witnessed what genuine warrior physiques looked like on screen. His muscle development wasn't bulky or exaggerated. It was efficient, powerful, and built for actual combat. Strode maintained remarkable conditioning throughout his career. Appearing in films well into his 60s with visible muscle definition younger actors struggled achieving. Among muscular old Hollywood actors who competed at genuinely elite athletic levels, Strode stands virtually alone. His combination of Olympic-caliber performance and screen presence was unique. Kevin McCarthy, shockingly ripped for a 1950 star. Kevin McCarthy shocked audiences with physique seeming decades ahead of its time. Dramatically lean with visible muscle definition and separation 1950s leading men almost never displayed. While most actors of his era maintained average builds focused on height and facial features, McCarthy pursued serious weight training and athletic conditioning, creating a body more typical of 1980s action stars than Golden Age Hollywood performers. His upper body showed clear pectoral development, visible abdominal muscles, and arm definition suggesting dedicated gym work rather than natural genetics. McCarthy's commitment to physical fitness stemmed from genuine interest in health and strength training during an era when such pursuits were considered unusual for actors. He frequented Los Angeles gyms catering to serious lifters rather than casual exercisers, training alongside bodybuilders and strongmen recognizing his dedication. This wasn't about building mass for specific roles. McCarthy maintained his impressively lean, defined physique across his entire career, suggesting training was personal passion rather than professional requirement. His role in Invasion of the Body Snatchers showcases athletic build during action sequences requiring genuine physical capability. McCarthy moved with trained athlete coordination and efficiency, performing stunts and fight choreography revealing his actual fitness level. Directors noted McCarthy could handle physically demanding scenes without requiring stunt doubles for wide shots. What made McCarthy's physique particularly notable was its rarity during his era. While stars like Reeves and Walker built careers specifically on muscular bodies, McCarthy pursued serious training despite working primarily in dramatic roles where physique wasn't a selling point. His influence on early bodybuilding culture within Hollywood proved significant, demonstrating serious actors could embrace weight training without being typecast as muscle-bound performers. Johnny Weissmuller, Olympic muscle on the big screen. Johnny Weissmuller brought legitimate Olympic credentials to Hollywood, having won 5 gold medals in swimming at the 1924 and 1928 Olympics, while setting world records standing for years. His physique reflected this elite athletic background, broad shoulders measuring 49 inches, dramatically tapered back with visible lat development, powerful chest muscles built through butterfly stroke, and overall muscle density from years of championship-level training. Standing 6 feet 3 inches and weighing around 190 pounds of lean muscle, Weissmuller possessed a functional athletic build genuinely, performing the physical feats his films depicted. When MGM cast Weissmuller as Tarzan in 1932, they secured an Olympic champion whose body represented peak human performance. His 12 Tarzan films from 1932 to 1948 established a visual template for the character persisting today: broad shoulders, narrow waist, visible muscle definition, and natural athleticism, making vine swinging and animal wrestling seem plausible. Weissmuller's swimming background gave him movement quality purely gym-built bodies couldn't replicate. He moved through water with effortless power and grace, adding authenticity to jungle river sequences. What separated Weissmuller from later muscular Tarzans was his combination of size and actual athletic ability. Gordon Scott might have carried more defined muscles, but Weissmuller could genuinely perform Olympic-level physical feats on camera. When audiences watched Weissmuller swim, climb, or fight, they witnessed actual athletic capability rather than choreographed action scenes. Weissmuller's back development particularly impressed viewers. His lats spread dramatically, creating the V-taper bodybuilders deliberately pursue, but which came to Weissmuller naturally through thousands of hours of competitive swimming. His legacy among vintage strongmen remains unique. He proved Olympic-level athletics translated perfectly to screen presence. Buster Crabbe, Olympian built like a comic book hero. Buster Crabbe brought Olympic swimming credentials to Hollywood, winning a gold medal in the 400-meter freestyle at the 1932 Olympics before transitioning into acting with a physique seeming designed for the serial adventures he'd make famous. Standing 6 feet 0 inches with powerfully built upper body, broad shoulders, and naturally lean muscle definition, Crabbe possessed athletic development translating perfectly to the fantastical characters he portrayed. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and multiple Tarzan films showcasing his impressive build across various production contexts. Crabbe's swimming background created muscle development similar to Johnny Weissmuller, but with slightly different proportions. His chest carried exceptional thickness, his shoulders showed dramatic width, and his arms displayed genuine size rather than thinner development many swimmers exhibited. This combination made Crabbe visually ideal for science fiction serials, where heroes needed to look powerful enough to fight aliens, robots, and intergalactic villains. When Crabbe appeared shirtless in Flash Gordon serials, his physique suggested superhuman capability, matching fantastical storylines perfectly. What made Crabbe's career remarkable was his versatility across multiple iconic roles. His Flash Gordon portrayal from 1936 defined the character's visual appearance for generations: muscular but not bulky, athletic but not thin, projecting both intelligence and physical power. His Tarzan films competed directly with Weissmuller's portrayal, offering audiences an alternative interpretation built on similar Olympic swimming foundations but with distinct personality. Crabbe maintained seriously impressive conditioning throughout his serial career, appearing in dozens of action-heavy productions requiring genuine physical stamina beyond mere appearance. His influence on Golden Age muscle stars included proving Olympic athletes could successfully transition to action hero careers, establishing a pipeline continuing today. Victor Mature, the biblical epic strongman. Victor Mature dominated biblical epics and costume dramas with a powerful, heavily muscled physique perfectly suiting ancient warrior roles during the 1940s and 1950s. Standing 6 feet 2 inches with thick, barrel-chested build, Mature carried genuine mass, making him look like he could actually wield heavy weapons, fight lions, and topple temples, visual credibility many slimmer leading men couldn't provide. His chest measured an impressive 46 inches. His arms showed substantial size without requiring flexing to appear muscular, and his overall build suggested natural strength from physical labor rather than aesthetic bodybuilding. Mature's breakthrough role in Samson and Delilah, 1949, utilized his imposing physique perfectly. He looked genuinely capable of legendary strongman feats the character demanded. When the film's climax required Samson to destroy a temple, Mature's muscular back, shoulders, and arms straining against massive columns appeared believable rather than theatrical. His build wasn't about definition or aesthetic symmetry. It was about raw power and mass communicating strength audiences could instinctively understand. Throughout his career in costume epics like The Robe, Demetrius and Gladiators, and The Egyptian, Mature's body became synonymous with ancient warriors and biblical heroes. Directors cast him specifically because his thick, powerful build suggested antiquity's masculine ideal. Not the lean definition of Greek statues, but the heavy muscularity of actual laborers, soldiers, and fighters. What separated Mature from more refined leading men was his authenticity. He looked like someone who could actually survive ancient warfare rather than merely pose heroically. His influence on how Hollywood portrayed ancient warriors and biblical figures proved lasting. After Mature, casting directors understood such roles required substantial physical presence beyond mere fitness. Jack Palance, the scariest physique in war. Jack Palance brought genuine menace to every role through a combination of his angular, brutal facial features and a powerful, athletic build forged through years as a professional boxer. Standing 6 feet 4 inches with a frame carrying dense muscle rather than aesthetic definition, Palance possessed physical presence communicating violence and danger without requiring dialogue. His shoulders showed substantial development, his chest was thick and powerful, and his overall build suggested someone who could inflict serious damage in close combat. Authenticity from his actual boxing background, where he fought under the name Jack Brazzo before facial injuries ended his ring career. Palance's screen debut in Panic in the Streets, 1950, showcases intimidating physique in ways shocking audiences accustomed to more refined villains. When he moved, it was with the controlled aggression of a trained fighter, economical, efficient, purposeful. His muscles weren't there for display. They were weapons waiting for deployment. This quality made him Hollywood's go-to actor for dangerous men throughout the 1950s, particularly in film noir where his appearance alone elevated tension in every scene. What made Palance particularly terrifying was how his athletic build combined with his facial structure to create an image of controlled brutality. His body suggested violence held barely in check, muscles coiled with potential energy that could explode at any moment. His boxing training gave him movement quality purely theatrical actors couldn't replicate. He didn't pretend to fight. He moved like someone who knew how combat actually worked. Beyond noir villains, Palance's later career included roles continuing to exploit his imposing presence. His Oscar-winning performance in City Slickers, 1991, famously included him performing one-arm push-ups at age 73, demonstrating his commitment to physical conditioning never wavered. Charles Bronson, steel-carved physique. Charles Bronson brought working-class authenticity to Hollywood through a physique built from genuine manual labor rather than aesthetic bodybuilding. Born into a coal mining family where he worked underground as a teenager, Bronson developed a kind of dense, functional muscularity coming from actual physical work, broad shoulders from hauling equipment, powerful arms from swinging tools, and overall body density that looked carved from stone rather than built in gyms. Standing 5 feet 9 inches but built with exceptional thickness through his torso and limbs, Bronson's compact, powerful frame projected more intimidation than many taller actors achieved. What made Bronson's physique particularly notable was its authenticity. These weren't muscles built for display, but rather the physical result of survival and labor. His chest showed substantial development without requiring flexing. His arms appeared dense and heavy rather than peaked and defined. And his overall build suggested someone who could perform sustained physical work without tiring. This working-class muscularity resonated with audiences who recognized the difference between gym-build aesthetics and real-world strength. Bronson's face combined with his powerful build to create one of cinema's most distinctive tough guy images. His features suggested Slavic ancestry and hard-lived experience, while his body communicated strength needing no verbal reinforcement. Directors utilized this quality by casting Bronson in roles where silent menace was essential. His mere presence communicated threat more effectively than dialogue could. Throughout his career, Bronson maintained impressive conditioning despite never pursuing bodybuilding or athletic competition. His dedication to fitness came from understanding that his physical presence was his primary professional asset. Bronson's influence on action cinema proved substantial, particularly in establishing that genuine working-class toughness translated to screen intimidation better than aristocratic charm. Jim Brown, NFL power turned movie force. Jim Brown transitioned from NFL dominance to Hollywood action hero, carrying arguably the most genuinely athletic physique in cinema history. During his football career with the Cleveland Browns from 1957 to 1965, Brown established himself as possibly the greatest running back ever, winning 3 MVP awards while displaying explosive power, speed, and physical dominance, redefining the position. His body reflected this elite athletic achievement. Standing 6 feet 2 inches and weighing between 228 and 232 pounds of functional muscle mass, Brown combined size with genuine explosiveness pure bodybuilders couldn't replicate. His legs carried extraordinary development from years of cutting, accelerating, and breaking tackles. His core showed density from absorbing contact, and his overall build communicated actual athletic power. When Brown retired from football at his peak to pursue acting, Hollywood gained an action star whose physical credentials were unprecedented. His debut in The Dirty Dozen, 1967, showcased his imposing presence alongside other tough guy actors, yet Brown's genuine athletic background made him stand out. His movement on screen retained the efficiency and purpose of an elite athlete. He didn't act tough, he was tough, and his body demonstrated years of performing under extreme physical pressure. Brown's physique in films like 100 Rifles, Slaughter, and 3 the Hard Way displayed exceptional conditioning he maintained years after his playing career ended. His muscles weren't just for appearance. They represented actual functional capacity for explosive movement, sustained physical effort, and genuine combat effectiveness. When fight scenes required him to overpower opponents, Brown's body visibly delivered the power these sequences demanded. What separated Brown from other muscular action stars was his combination of size, speed, and actual documented athletic supremacy. His influence on Hollywood proved revolutionary, particularly in expanding opportunities for black actors in leading tough guy roles during an era of limited representation. John Saxon, martial artist with real-life muscle. John Saxon brought legitimate martial arts training and an impressively defined physique to action roles throughout the 1960s and 1970s, becoming one of Hollywood's first leading men to combine Eastern fighting disciplines with Western bodybuilding aesthetics. Standing 5 feet 10 inches with a lean, muscular build showing exceptional definition and separation, Saxon pursued serious weight training alongside karate and judo practice, creating a hybrid fighter's physique appearing both powerful and fast. His chest development was notable. His arms showed clear muscular separation, and his overall conditioning reflected someone who trained constantly rather than prepared for specific roles. Saxon's dedication to martial arts began in the late 1950s, years before Hollywood embraced kung fu films and martial arts became mainstream in Western action cinema. This early adoption demonstrated genuine interest beyond career calculation. Saxon pursued fighting skills because he found them personally meaningful. His black belt certifications in multiple disciplines provided authentic combat credentials translating to screen fighting. When Saxon performed martial arts sequences, knowledgeable viewers recognized real technique rather than choreographed theater. His role in Enter the Dragon, 1973, alongside Bruce Lee showcased Saxon's physique and fighting skills in ways shocking audiences unfamiliar with his background. While Lee's legend overshadowed all other performers, Saxon held his own visually. His defined musculature and legitimate technique demonstrated he belonged in the elevated company. The fight sequences revealed his actual training, with Saxon executing techniques requiring real flexibility, speed, and coordination. Throughout his career, Saxon maintained impressive conditioning across dozens of action films, television appearances, and stage work. His commitment to training never wavered, treating physical fitness as a lifestyle rather than temporary career requirement. Saxon's influence on action cinema included normalizing martial arts training among Western actors before it became standard practice. The golden age of Hollywood created an unrepeatable moment in masculine imagery, an era when physical power meant something fundamentally different than today's CGI-enhanced superheroes and digitally manipulated physiques. These 14 stars built their intimidating bodies through iron discipline, genuine athletic achievement, and genetic gifts, placing them in categories beyond ordinary men. When Steve Reeves portrayed Hercules, audiences witnessed actual bodybuilding perfection rather than computer-generated imagery. When Jim Brown dominated action scenes, viewers knew they were watching documented NFL supremacy translated to cinema. Their muscles weren't created by special effects teams. They were earned through years of dedicated training, competition, and often genuine combat or athletic careers that preceded Hollywood success. These muscular old Hollywood actors proved that natural development could achieve extraordinary results without modern pharmaceutical assistance or digital enhancement. Their legacy includes establishing standards for what screen heroes should look like: powerful, athletic, genuinely capable of the violence and heroism their roles demanded. The Golden Age muscle stars weren't playing strong. They were strong, and that authenticity made them immortal. Which of these classic tough guys impressed you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into old Hollywood's most intimidating physiques, smash that like button and subscribe for more untold stories from cinema's golden era. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.